Hi guys, welcome to today's video. We're gonna be discussing Usyk Chisora and a couple of other things. The card wasn't particularly great. Lee Selby and Cambosis and the main event were enough for me to be happy, I guess. I mean, McCarthy and Lagoon was quite good from a boxing standpoint. I mean, it wasn't exactly a war, but it was good engaging fight. Well done to Tommy McCarthy for winning the European. I think they're around the 9.384 mark, something like that. So excuse me. So yeah, we move on. Chisora Usyk. No, we'll start with Selby Cambosis. Sorry. I follow Rick Glaser. I'm an American boxing correspondent, very well respected in the game. But for him to come out and say Selby Cambosis was a robbery, I'm sorry. I could potentially argue the fight was close, but I really could not find a way to give that to Selby. I'm sorry, I really could not. Cambosis was doing good educated pressure. I always thought this would be a difficult fight for Selby because Cambosis is very good on the inside, very strong. And Lee Selby doesn't have a punch power to keep him off. At times Lee Selby was boxing great, the first 3 or 4 rounds he was boxing great. The mid to late rounds and Cambosis started coming on. I give it 8-4 to Cambosis, and I really couldn't find many more to give to Lee Selby, potentially 7-5. But I think that could have been a tad generous. And listen, I would if it was any fight I'd be biased on last night, it would be that, because Lee Selby is Welsh, I'm Welsh. If it was any fight to be biased on, I'd be biased on that. But I just could not fight. Let me just say, none of Cambosis or Selby, both with the highest amount of respect to both. Neither one of those are a top tier lightweight. Maybe a fringe top 10 guy. I think they were 9-10 in ring before last night. Cambosis will go to 9, I presume. Selby probably drop out the top 10, but Selby has seen better days. I don't know what he's gonna do now. But he's only had 3 losses, and he can come back from it. But I just really couldn't see to give him any more rounds. Like I said, George Cambosis not gonna beat Tiafimo unless he just pulls off a shocker. And he's boxing right. I was very impressed with his patience, like the way he was talking in the build up. I thought he was just gonna come and bring, like a war Chisora thing, but fair play to him, box well, and kept the distance lovely actually at times. Like I said, Lisa, they both had their success, but I just think Cambosis won with the pressure, and sometimes Lee Selby was a tad inactive. I think I was watching Sky, but apparently someone on the zone said Lee Selby was weight drained. I just can't. And apparently the zone and a couple of people actually had Lee Selby dominating that fight, or vice versa, Cambosis was dominating that fight. I have had people both ends of the spectrum. I just cannot say there was no domination by either fighter. It was a good fight. It was a good high level fight. Like I said, 2 fringe top 10 guys. It was enjoyable. We come on to the main event. Usyk Chisora. Now I thought Usyk was gonna win on points. I did actually think there was a possibility of a late stoppage, because I thought that it would be much more one-sided than it was. Like, I thought Usyk may give a first 1 or 2 away and build up a lead. Chisora would get tired, and I thought maybe Usyk would stop him late. because I thought the further fight would go on and more we would dominate. And can I just say, fair play to Chisora now. Before I give Chisora too much credit, I just gotta say that style, Chisora, pressure fighter, one of the only heavyweights to have that style. One of the few heavyweights to have that style, rather. 3 stone heavier, what was he, 38 pounds heavier. Very difficult style for Usyk, I think. At times when Breedis was putting pressure on, he had success. So I think Usyk likes to go on the front foot, and he always does a half step back. You know, when I'm left hand, but he likes to be on the front foot, and I was surprised. Do you know, right? Yeah, you did use the lateral movement, but at times he held his feet where I thought that he doesn't need to hold his feet. Usyk was far more, like I said, he held his feet a bit too much for me at times, and maybe trying to prove a point. But like I said, Chisora done very well. But I think it was more to do with his style and his strength. Because let me tell you, Chisora was like a fucking bull in a... They always use the bull and matador reference on the Sky commentary. Correct. He was strong as hell. Was it the best shape he came in? I don't think so. What I mean by that is, there's aspects to certain things. I think that's the strongest we've seen Chisora, but I also think he was fitter in the white fight. But then, when you impact, there's arguments to be made with that, and I think the impact of Usyk's movement, Chisora's never like movement, but I think the movement of Usyk, really affected. Was in the seventh round he got hurt at the end of that, noticeably hurt. He backed himself to the ropes. One of the rounds he came out and and he just looked not interested. He was moving. He just walked to the side, hands down. I'm like, this is weird, you know. But I'm very surprised Chisora just didn't like throw his toys out the pram, because at one stage in the fight I genuinely thought, when he was moving off the side, I thought he just threw his toys out the pram and give up, you know. But he stuck at it, and that's all I can give him credit for. At times I thought he stood off a bit too much, but with a guy as good as Usyk, I can't really complain on that. Like I say, stood off a bit too much, could have jabbed more, but I'm not in there. Those are some just little things, but I'm not in there, so I couldn't really comment on that. Dillian Whyte noticeably criticised the training side. He didn't have a boxing coach as such. He trains trainers a lot since Don Charles left. But I also think that, and it's hard to say because David A and Chisora have had a history, but if only he'd met him a tad earlier, you know, I think he almost won. I think the Dillian Whyte first match was really tight, and you could have given it to both guys. I think at that stage, if Chisora was with David A, he would have beaten Dillian Whyte. Could we also say that Usyk dealt with Chisora easier than Whyte? You could say, because, yeah, you could say, oh, Whyte knocked him out, but he went to punch. Well, Whyte was behind in the second fight, and he had to kind of pull that out, really. I'm not saying he had to pull out a knockout. I may have phrased that a bit wrong, sorry, but he was behind, you could say, maybe 1 or 2 points behind. I thought the ref was a bit lenient in this fight, but Chisora may have had him to swing on his side. In terms of the scoring, I thought it was 9-3, maybe 8-4 if you're being a tad generous. I just could not see Chisora winning that. I really couldn't even see a draw. Usyk really dominated, especially rounds 4 to 8, 4 to 9, I believe, somewhere around that mid round. He was dominating that stretch of fight. Chisora seemed to look a bit tired, but actually had the second wind. So I give him credit, you know. Of us at this stage of his career, I think he's a solid gatekeeper. Top 20, top 15 maybe. I would say give any of the top guys tough fights. I mean, we've seen Fury deal with him pretty easy. But yeah, I think he gives most of the top heavyweights good fights. At this stage, I don't like to refer to Derek as a gatekeeper because I like him and stuff, but it's just honesty. I think he's a solid top level gatekeeper. People have said he should go in with Filip Ergovic. I don't know. I always feel the moment you have a decentish guy go in with an undefeated prospect who's highly touted, I think that's the moment they switch mentality and go down to journeyman status in a way. Like I seen Julius Ndongo is taking on who's he taking on? Yelusinov, I think. And considering he was only 2 years going on undisputed matchup, you know, yeah, he was never the greatest, but do you know what I mean? Like, I think there's a mentality change when you do take on undefeated prospects, you know, highly touted. But yeah, I'm hoping this video don't go on too long, so I'm gonna briefly touch on some things. Tony Berry was smoking some good stuff last night. I like Dave Coldwell, but I gotta say he was very all on stuff last night. I'm surprised Alex Krasiuk apparently had a draw. I think when they watch it back, they will realise. Like, a lot of people are that close. I just don't see it. And in the boxing group chat, some even only give Chisora 2 rounds. You could say it's a bit harsh, but yeah, all of us kind of agreed except 1 or 2. That was a close fight. So I don't know what Sky. There's no objectivity within Sky now. They're just with the A side guys all the time. So do you know what I mean? It's becoming a cult, and I made a video about that, but it's privatized. Never gonna release it when the greatest of videos. Also, and I'll try and discuss this quickly. Let's be honest, Eddie has not mentioned Usyk much in recent interviews, and I say recent interviews, maybe the last 6 months. I really don't think Matchroom won any part of Joshua with Usyk. Do you know what I mean? They're gonna try. There's kind of like a conflict of interest there. I don't think he beats Fury, but I think Joshua, who's a more stationary robotic target, you could say, doesn't have a fleet of foot as Fury. I think Usyk could give him some issues, you know, maybe the size may prevail. But even if he does prevail and knock him out, I don't think he'd knock him out without issues, you know. I think Usyk would give him issues. One thing, Usyk's power is heavyweight. Like I said, he noticed will be Buzz Chisora at the end of round 7 last night. But yeah, I really don't think Matchroom won any part of the Usyk Joshua. I hope I get proved wrong. It's looking like he's going to take the step. Well, it's looking like they're going to offer him a step-aside deal for the WBO mandatory so they can get Fury Joshua on. Usyk, if Usyk Joshua fight, then that could ruin the Joshua Fury fight, and I think they'd rather take that fight, get more money, and potentially take a loss. I don't think they're not thinking they're gonna lose that fight, but you know what I mean. They'd rather take a fight for bigger money and lose. It's obvious. That's what a lot of fighters do, you know. But I think if Fury wins the Joshua fight, I just don't see how. Not if I don't see how, but I don't know if Usyk can beat him. The only reference that we kind of have is Otto Wallin, but he's a bit taller, you know. Different style, kind of. So, and Fury wasn't on his game all night, so we'll see. So, thank you for watching this. Comment below your opinions about Usyk Chisora. Comment what you think of potential matchups with Joshua Fury, Wilder, any. So yeah, cheers guys, thank you, peace.